As I mentioned, police in Boston, from where two of the hijacked planes had taken off, have tonight swooped on a downtown hotel and taken a group of people into custody in connection with the attacks. More people were detained in southern Florida, where police had been investigating students at a local flying school. But questions are already being asked tonight. How so many planes could have been hijacked at the same time? Boston's Logan Airport today announced a major review of its security procedures. Julian Rush reports now on tonight's events and on claims that lax security on US domestic flights meant yesterday had been a disaster waiting to happen.
In the last hour, police SWAT teams went into this downtown Boston hotel. Several people are reported to have been taken into custody, both here and in Florida. Inevitably, investigators are desperately keen to be seen to act swiftly, but there have been no arrests. These are just people thought to have useful information. The investigation is beginning by looking at passenger lists to find the hijackers. The tragic mobile phone calls from the doomed hijacked passengers reveal how the terrorists were able to smuggle knives past lax airport security. Investigators believe 3 to 5 hijackers were aboard each plane. It seems they lured the pilots from the flight deck, in some cases by killing members of the cabin crew, and then took over the controls. Which means, of course, that at least one hijacker on each flight must have had some pilot training.
Anybody with a private pilot's license could probably fly the aircraft, because we're not talking about landing, going into a landing pattern, worrying about flap settings or undercarriage. So quite frankly, it would be rather easy to do it. And you have to also remember, there are a lot of commercial pilots out there, particularly in the Middle East, who don't have jobs.
Pilots I've talked to disagree about how easy it might be to actually hit the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center in a plane flying low at 300 miles an hour. But all agree hitting a target on the ground, like the Pentagon, is much more difficult. Try it on something like this, and you soon realize it takes some training and some practice. Modern flight simulator software for the ordinary home PC is nowadays, say pilots, very true to life. It even includes the types of aircraft used in yesterday's attacks. And while the experts say it might not be all you need, a few hours computer flying time is, they say, something that can seriously improve your flying skills to the point where you could do it for real. The only hard evidence found so far is this rental car left in Boston by 5 suspected hijackers. Boston newspapers report a copy of the Quran and a flight instruction manual in Arabic were found inside. 2 of the suspects had arrived from Canada, where security experts say the prime suspect, Osama bin Laden, has many supporters.
There is evidence that in the Arab community in Canada, which is large and which is there because of the liberal immigration policies that Canada has, that bin Laden has had elements and maybe the hub of his North American operations. So therefore the fact that 2 of the names on one of the passenger manifests of the hijacked plane from Boston are Arabic names coming from Canada may be highly significant.
More details of lax security at Boston's Logan Airport are emerging. It was recently fined $178,000 for 136 security breaches over 3 years. And in July, American Airlines, one of the airlines hijacked, was told it was to be fined $99,000 for a series of security failures on just one day. As to who was behind it all, well, a senior Republican senator, who gets what are discreetly called overview briefings, claimed today US intelligence has intercepted information after the attack that included people associated with Osama bin Laden acknowledging a couple of targets were hit. But until there's hard evidence of a link, such leaks should be treated with caution, as US intelligence struggles to salvage its reputation after its total failure to give any warning.